Slowing down to speed up. So, to start that conversation, my question for you is: have you ever had to slow down so that you can speed up? Think about that one for a second. Think about it. Slow down, look around, see what's happening, come up with a game plan so that you can actually speed up with the game plan. Let's share a story with you. When I was in college from '04 to '08, I couldn't wait to graduate. Ooh, look at that bar. Anyway, I couldn't wait to graduate so I could get into the real world, start working, making some money because I thought my mind was programmed to believe that, once I got this degree, when I jumped into the workforce to look for a job, that because I had the degree in hand, that there were going to be jobs lined up for me to take advantage of and just basically take your pick. Where do you want to start? And then you can begin your career there. If you choose to, you can, stay long term, retire, or get some skills, network with some people, and move on to a different situation, right? But you'll have options because this piece of paper that says you dedicated yourself for 4 years to be able to get this accounting degree should have doors open up for you, right? That's what I was thinking. I thought I almost was operating as if it was a guarantee that once I graduated, that I would have that degree would provide me a job, right? So what was guaranteed is that if I went to school for the 4 years, if I did all the assignments, if I did all the things necessary for them to say, "Hey, you passed this class, and you completed what you were supposed to complete in the time frame," you would get the degree, right? And what was guaranteed is that you would pay for that 4 year experience, whether or not you were getting a job afterwards. So these things were things that I realized after the fact, after the graduation, after the celebration of achievement, that yes, you have, arrived with this piece of paper. Now go into the world, get yourself a job and start working, start learning, start growing again in this environment that we call the workplace, this career that you have set out to take advantage of. So if you've watched any of my other videos, you probably came across the fact that I have not used that accounting degree a day in my life. So, what's up, the Gorilla Tag person? What's happening? Ella, what's happening? So, um, in 2008, I started working. What's going on, everybody? I started working, and the first position that I got right out of college with that accounting degree was hanging out doing marketing, learning marketing skills, direct marketing, and sales. If you guys have ever heard of the DARE program, Drug Abuse Resistance Education, that was my first campaign, running a program with that. But the lesson that I'm hoping you guys will pick up, the reason I'm sharing this story is that even if the job that you're doing seems really small, there could be a big lesson in that activity of whatever it is that you're doing. So this t-shirt says Crenshaw. The only difference between the shirt and my Dare t-shirt was different letters on it, but it was just a t-shirt. Now I want you to see this thing that nobody needs, right? Because the same exact marketing system that I learned to be able to do my promotion and keep Dare in schools nationwide. Again, it was a t-shirt. It just said DARE, Drug Abuse Resistance Education. 5 steps to a conversation, right? Those 5 steps to a conversation is what I taught people how to do to be able to make $100 a day. Now think back to 2008, depending on how old you are and what you've been doing, it might be, you know, something that you remember very well. But in 2008, if you were making $100 a day, right? Even today, for some people, making $100 a day, that's good. But in 2008, $100 a day was the goal. Every single day we set out, whether it was Dare t-shirts or FW1 cleaning wax, right? The goal was $100 a day, and with the $100 a day, we're able to generate 500 to 600 bucks a day, depending on if you're working 500 to 600 bucks a week, 5 to 6 days a week. I see you, boy. You got your spaceship?
Yeah.
I see you. So the goal again was to learn how to do that, but don't get excited about the fact that you're good at selling t-shirts or cans of wax to make your $100 a day. Get excited about the skill set that you have developed that you can teach to somebody. And that skill set, no one can take away because you spent the time you invested in learning 5 steps, introduction, short story. Just leave that alone. I got it. I got it. Leave it alone. I got it. Leave it alone. Thank you. Introduction, short story, presentation, close, and finally the rehash. Those simple 5 steps allowed me and a team of about 12 to 15 people to generate income every day to the tune of $20,000 a week on average in sales. And you do the math, 20,000 times 52 weeks is over $1 million business. So that's why I wanted to share this story with you guys and impress upon you that today, with all the technology and social media platforms and different things that are out there that people are excited about using to make money and learning about to make money, there's things right in front of you that will allow you to make the money, and you might have to learn a skill or two. It's not rocket science, right? When I say learn a skill or two, some people have already tuned off because, man, learning it feels like you're back in school. It feels like you're in a classroom. It feels like you're listening to that teacher go on and on and on a subject that you don't care about. But when I say learning and learning a skill, when I graduated, I'm just thinking back. My intention when I graduated was to get to work immediately and start making money in whatever company would give me an opportunity to learn in the real world what the hell was going on behind the scenes, how people were actually making money in these businesses, companies, corporations, doesn't matter. I didn't mind starting at the basement. Matter of fact, give me the janitor's closet. Let's start there and work our way up. Nobody gave me that opportunity, right? So when I found the company that said, hey, look, all you need is your hard work, your work ethic, your student mentality, and your positive attitude. Those 3 things, you bring them to the table every single day. We'll teach you the marketing system. We'll give you everything that you need to know to make that $100 a day. But remember, the goal is not to fall in love with sales and going and making money from sales every day. But if you learn the skills of selling here and really marketing, not really selling, marketing will allow the sales to happen. So that's a big thing. If you're watching and you're trying to get better at sales, focus on how to do a better job on marketing whatever product, service, company, idea, whatever the thing is that you're trying to sell. Get good at marketing it, and the sales will happen because the marketing is good, right? So many people fail because they're focused on selling the thing and just trying to sell the thing. And that's the reason they're not successful. So focus on marketing and do a good job at marketing, and the sales will happen. That was one of the hardest things for me to grasp myself. So I'm saying that so that you can really pay attention to it if you're getting into sales and marketing, if you're trying to learn a new skill, pay attention. But that was years ago, right? Years ago. Now I have another opportunity that I'm taking advantage of. And when I think about the years and the amount of people, the time invested doing direct marketing and promotions and sales, every single day I was able to generate enough money so that at the end of the month I could pay my rent, I could pay my bills, and do all the things that I had to do. And when you think about it, for me at least, an accounting degree, standing out at the gas station or Walmart or wherever it was that I was doing my promotion for that day, and just talking to people all day long, having a conversation like we're doing now. And at the end of the day, pocket full of money from having a conversation and just using the system over and over again, over and over again. Very soon, you become so good at the system, you're not thinking about it. And it's like Myron Golden said, mastery is being able to do something without really using any conscious resources, right? So if you can tie your shoe without thinking about it, you can tie your shoe, chew gum, and have a conversation, you have mastered tying your shoe. So I feel like I mastered the 5 steps to a conversation to the point where I could teach it, show somebody else how to do it so that they could be able to go out and make whatever amount of money they desire to make to handle their responsibilities. And that was the goal. So let's go back. First, you have to learn, then you have to do the thing, then you master the thing, know it well enough that you can teach, train, and show somebody else who wants to learn and invest time being just as good or even better at you at that thing. And when you pour into them and they get that skill set, guess what? They're able to go out and teach and show somebody else that they run into that you might never meet. They can pass that lesson along that you shared with them. And that's what it's all about. In my opinion, I always say you got to grow, you got to do your thing, and then pass that on to somebody else. So, what I've learned since 2022 that I've been sharing is that bills and services, expenses that people have, including myself, that we pay for each and every single month could now pay us. So when I figured that out, I was like, wow, this is crazy. Who knew that this was even a thing back when I was hanging out at the gas station or hanging out at Walmart or Starbucks? Now, my goal is to share this with people that want to generate some extra income, or not even that. Maybe they just want to reduce the amount of expenses that are coming out on a monthly basis from their household. Now, how do you do that without doing anything crazy? Slow down, right? And understand that there's bills that you have, there's expenses that you have that you're already going to pay for. You're already paying them now. They're on autopilot, right? And some of these bills, it's safe to say that we're never going to pay them off, meaning the services that we're paying for each and every single month, like our gas, electricity, our cell phone bill, our internet, TV, and so on. All of these things will continue to come out every single month unless you make a change, right? So for me, I decided, I wanted an opportunity to have my cell phone, but eliminate the bill. So how do you do that? Well, I found a company who offers cell phone service. Now, they don't advertise, they don't do any marketing. The only marketing they do is word of mouth advertising. So if I were to share this company with 5 people, just a handful of people, and those handful of people said, man, I like the deals that they're offering better than the deals my company is offering. And they decided that that was something they wanted to take advantage of. Well, they could sign up. And when they sign up, just like you have affiliate links, if you had, let's just say, 5 signups through your affiliate link and you got that handful using the service, your service becomes free. How crazy is that? Right? You share with 5 people a service that you're using that works well, and they decide to use it too, and yours is now free. That's crazy. And that's what's been happening for a long time. And I just found out a few years ago. So my goal is to share with as many people. It's not just your cell phone, but even your healthcare. How crazy is that? We're not talking free healthcare, but we're talking savings of up to 30 to 50% on average. And some people have seen even 70%. Now that's just on the premiums, not including the cost of the treatment that you will have to pay for as you go to the doctor if you're having issues, right? So every single day I walk out and I see people moving fast, going through life and not paying attention to the things that could be changed so that their complaints could be reduced, right? So that's why I'm making this video. And if you ran across it, hopefully you paid attention and you caught some of the things that I was talking about that could help you slow down so that you can speed up. If I can help in any way, I'm here for it. I want to see you winning, but I don't read minds and I can't tell if we don't communicate. So go ahead and leave me a message. Let me know what you're working on, what you're struggling with and how I can help. If there's anything that I can pass on to you, it's coming your way. See you on the next video.